Hi, welcome to Little Johnny's Garage. Won't you be one of my subscribers? It's a beautiful day here in the garage where we're working on the Mad Minion, getting everything ready to be cut, welded. It's gonna be a great day today. We're gonna get things done, learn some new things. Will you follow me along the journey? Let's bring you in and show you where I'm at. So, still got to get this welded in, which I have the cross brace that we're going to be doing. Going to come out here and I'll show you what I got going on back here. So, back here is the back of the tracker. I got to cut the back of the fenders off so that way I can weld those on in the Vega, so that way I can take care of all the rust that I got. And in here we have been working on stripping the rust off. I got all the body mounts off of it. I kept all the rubber body mounts so that way I can use for the Vega. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to try and finish getting the dash out of the Vega so we can get the cross braces welded in. So let's get set up and I'll show you what I got going on. So in here, try to get set up a little bit. There we go. So I have a couple of pop rivets here and here that need drilled out, and then that should release the rest of the dash, hopefully. I'm hoping that there's nothing else holding it in, because there's no bolts up in here. All that's been taken off. There's nothing bolted up in here, so it should just be those pop rivets, or have a bolt right there that maybe we can get to and get that off there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that pop rivet out. Just the one, and we should be good to get that out. Maybe I drop the steering column and then we can get to that bolt easier. Let's do that. Let's take the steering column out and we can get to that bolt right up underneath there and woo! Hopefully get somewhere. Let's see what we got. There we go. If you haven't invested in one of these power ratchets yet, and you're working on cars, you really need to invest in one. They're lifesavers. There's one. There's two. And the steering column drops down. Now we have one bolt right up there. Let's see if we can find the right size and pull that bad boy out of there. That should take care of the dash. trying to find the right size ratchet and socket and all that. Give me just a minute. Should have had all this stuff prepared beforehand, but hey, what do you do? Just go after it. Now I am trying to save as much of the dash as possible and as much of the original part of the car as possible, so that way when I integrate the two together I am able to use some of the original stuff off the Vega and I'm able to use some of the stuff from the tracker. And there we go. Now we just gotta unwire everything and that should all come out. Woo! Look at all that. What a mess. That is a mess up in there. Yeah, definitely see that I had mice in here and everything else. Jeez. Yeah, so now we can start eliminating stuff and get everything out of here. Old lights, which I'm not keeping any of the wiring harness from this other than for the headlights and tail lights. All the rest of the wiring harness is going to be from the tracker, and I'll be splicing in what I need and what I don't need, so will be all eliminated. Trying to do this one-handed and show you guys what's going on, but a little difficult. There we go. Get all the dash lights out of here. Tons and tons of lights. There we go. So yeah, that's the good thing, is I'll be keeping all the wiring harness from the tracker, so most of this wiring harness is not going to be used. Yeah, I'm going to use the antenna cable and a few other small things, odds and ends here and there, but I'm not gonna be using the rest of the harness because, like I said, I don't really need it, because I have all the wiring in the tracker and it's not going to, you know, I'm not going to use any of this. So I am going to keep the wiring harness though, just in case, you know, I get another one, or later on down the road I get another one here that I want to restore or something. You never know. I mean, that's the good thing about it, is now I'll have a complete wiring harness for a Chevy Vega. So that'll be a plus out of this, is I'll have the complete wiring harness. Maybe, you know, one of the guys from the group is restoring one and needs a wiring harness, or needs parts, so I'm not cutting any of the wiring harness, other than I'll be cutting the headlight area and the tail light areas, so that way I can splice them in. So like here, I'll probably cut it back, and here, so that way I can splice it in on the tracker's headlight area, or in turning signal areas, so into that harness. So all that'll be cut back into this harness. I'll leave enough to where, you know, if I do get rid of this harness, or some, you know, for some unknown reason, or I get another one and I need the harness because I'm restoring it and absolutely need the harness, then I'll have a whole complete harness. But I'm not foreseeing that I'm going to be restoring one anytime soon, but I'll still have it. all the brake cables and or brake lines and all that. Those are all going to be removed. I'm going to cut them off because I don't need them. So yeah, now that I've got the dash out, I'll be sitting here getting ready to brace everything so that way I can cut the firewall and the floor out. Take the rear end out from underneath of it because still got to get that out from underneath. So what I'm going to do here is, as you can see, I got a rust spot there that I got to patch, and that's what I kept the fenders from the tracker for, is so that way I can cut this out. I got to clean it all up. I'm going to cut it out, weld in a new piece. I'm actually going to seam it right there where the seam's at. So I'm going to cut along there, cut along up in here and the end of that seam. And I'm going to cut back over here so that way I can weld in a new piece, which I have a new piece that I want to do, and it's kind of flat in the back and then a little rounded just like this, so it should match in pretty good. So up under here, a little dark, sorry, but I have the I have a bolt here that I got to take out for the bar, and then the springs and everything come out. Shock's already undone, so there's that. And then I have a couple more bolts up front to take out, and that's it. And then this rear end should come completely out from underneath the car, and we'll be one step closer to getting it on the tracker. I've got a few things up here that I'm gonna have to trim off. So there's a little bit right here that's got to be trimmed to accept the frame, not much. And then, you know, I've got a little bit of metal over there that's got to be cut off, and you know, this over here got to be cut off. That was holding the traction bars on. So there's just a few things that need cut. Other than that, we are pretty close to getting this put onto the tracker. Like I said, we got to get the rear end out from underneath of it, which I'm just going to cut the brake lines because I'm not using them anymore. So we'll cut the brake lines off of it, get the bolts out from, you know, get the 4 bolts that I need to get out, and jack it up and let the rear end fall out from underneath of it. But if you're liking the videos, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe. Thanks.